Bounce the stream. Looking very nice. Alright. I'm gonna shut my door real quick. Should cut down on some of the noise. Alright, so what are we missing? Very nice. Yeah, I saw. I got your ping, Newt. So that engine works pretty well, actually. I'm just gonna look at this. The wheels work pretty good too, although I feel like the tires could be a bit wider. I sent Commissar a message to see if he takes the invitation to talk. If not, I will. So it looks like this goes down a little bit in the end. Let's see what this looks like if you just extend it. It's not flat enough. And then edge crease that. So it goes all the way down. Okay, so that's not gonna work. Dropkick, hey. Well, this right here is what's popping. My mic is working, right? Yeah, my mic is working. Sometimes my audio devices get all mixed up and I have to fix it. Oh. Alright, so judging from this pick here, this rear pick, so it goes down and then just comes across kind of a smooth. All right. Looks like this just needs to be extended. I'm gonna turn on auto merge. And then take these up a bit. gonna work. So the image that it's suggesting here is one where these are more aligned with the end. And this somehow merges some to this part here. Oh, that's interesting. You could just scroll along the timeline by holding Alt and then using your scroll wheel. Handy. Oh, could it be? All right. Looks like he got back to me. I think this... I don't know if I like this. Ah, now the real work can begin. We're on the Warframe soundtrack. Oh, wait, I can't bevel that. What did I have? See, that looks right. Mostly. I think that's him. There you are.
Howdy, howdy.
Howdy, howdy indeed. See what we got so far?
I believe I do see you on stream.
All right.
So behind, but yeah.
Yeah, that's. I mean, unless you're on Twitch, that's how it is.
Oh, I am watching on Twitch.
Oh, and that's delayed too.
It's probably just my internet.
Well,
I could probably refresh it. It'd probably fix it, but I'm tired. I had to get up at like 6 this morning to go to work, and then I had to stand in the rain for 4.5 hours straight, and then an hour in the wind, and then I could drive home. I got back like a half hour ago, and I'm just out of it.
What were you doing that you had to stand in the wind and the rain for so long?
I was grilling at my park's local snack shack. My part-time job that I decided to pick up since they wanted extra people. I wasn't going to do it this year. I was going to go find something else, but they're like, we want you. You do such a good job. I'm like, all right, I'll come back part-time.
The man knows how to grill.
Barely.
Barely? That's coming
Just
from a man
barely.
who says he barely knows how to draw.
Well, that's kind of true with this one. I just kind of, I had to force myself to do the latter half of this. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, it came out pretty good.
Do you have the finished model? I think you're using the old one that I sent in, the one without the decals, or as EK would say, decals.
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 I'm not sure. Let me look. Is it in the art submissions?
Yeah, it's in the artwork. It's in the artwork tab, actually. I also have the schematic sheet in there too.
Ah, yes. Ah, yes. Lovely. Let me grab that.
Sorry, DK, had to do it to you. I've ever since that one stream where I heard that, I've just had that in my head, and I've just been waiting for a moment to say it. It's just such a fun way to say decal.
Focus, commitment, and sheer fucking will.
I remember you had another one, but I don't remember that one. I just remember Decal.
Decal. It's the only one that's memorable enough. Wait a minute.
So what part are we working on here? I just dropped into the stream, so I'm not sure.
I'm working on the back.
Oh, you're working on the gutted out trunk area.
Yes. And
I would like to apologize for some of the weird angles back there. It has something to do with the reference I decided to use. I based it off a Ferrari, a 1957 Ferrari 250 Testarossa.
wow.
To be specific, it's basically a chop shop version of that with a different lower body and rear end. But the driving area, like the cab, is basically the same.
Well, it looks pretty good. I mean, it looks like a real solid, like, Maniac's car design.
That's actually what I was going for with the new livery I was doing. I actually inspired it between a mix of Metal Maniacs and the other Acceleron cars, which is why we kind of have the tribal print on there. In a little bit, just a smidgen.
Yeah. I could, yeah, no, that definitely does. It looks tribal. Okay.
Yeah, I can. That one might be a hard one to trace over. So if you need me to, I could go and make like a big, like 4,000 by 4,000 pixel vector image of the different decals on this thing. If you need me to, that wouldn't take me that long.
Yeah. No, I'm thinking what I'll probably do is I'll trace the decals on the on the body of the car, and then I'll put on a wear shader.
What would you like? I said liveries. Do you want me to say livery? Is livery the proper way to say it?
Lavery.
Livery.
Lavery.
I finished painting the livery on my truck.
I feel alive. Alive. All right. Yes. This part right here. Okay, so I think that cuts off there and then just goes further down.
Yeah, so, so I tried to disinnuate I don't think that's the right word, but I'm going to stick with it because I'm tired. It's just a hollow trunk area with the whole top end removed. So it's just flat towards the back there and then a lip in the front, so.
Does this look about right?
Yeah, that looks about right. Looks trunky to me.
Trunky. Mark Sharp.
I actually don't have anything in the works right now on the next prompt, DK. Mostly because I got no idea what I want to do. And I don't know if I'm actually gonna submit one. Honestly, this is... I don't know if I'm gonna have enough time between work and other...
You say that every time, yet somehow you manage.
I actually wasn't gonna do Crossout here. Matter of fact, the name Crossout is literally just a placeholder name for this car. But people seem to like it, so I just left it.
Solid. I mean, it fits. It doesn't really make much sense, but like I hear it and I'm just like, that probably has some deeper meaning.
Well, what's funny is it was a placeholder name based on the game that inspired this car, which is Crossout. That's literally the game's name. It's a free-to-play vehicle builder, Mad Max.
I've heard of that. I've heard of Crossout.
Yeah, I played it way back in the early beta days and a little bit into release, but I haven't played it in a couple of years since. So.
Man. Wonder if it's still going.
Oh, it still is. Well, back when I was going to start drawing this car about 2 weeks ago, I was going to load up the game and get the specific car because it actually looks similar to this car in particular, just with more armor plates and a bit more DACA to it. But that's beside the point.
DACA?
Yeah, DACA. You know, machine. Well, they weren't machine guns; they were machine shotguns. But that's beside the point.
Oh. Is DACA an acronym?
DACA. No, it's just the sound the guns make. DACA, 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 DACA.
So that's what they're called.
Yes, big DACA.
Same energy as my bang bang sticks.
Methinks we need more DACA on this car.
More or less. So that's the energy I was going for.
Warhammer.
Because why would you say we need more guns? We just need the shooty bang bangs on this thing.
That's so true. God, I've never thought about it that way, but that's so true.
Thank you, DK. I, despite not wanting to do this car mainly because of the engine, that I think I spent more time on that alone. I'm glad that you like the design.
No, it turned out really well. Especially this finished version.
Yes, I'm sick and tired of rust effects. Please end my suffering.
Luckily for me, all my rust effects are automated.
I had to do it all by hand. Okay, so those rust effects are 3 different colors on 3 different layers that I then had to combine into one. The paint chip's super easy. I have a paint droplet tool. I just kind of spray it on there, and then I get a slightly darker gray and then spray that on there. It's super simple. I did it. A matter of fact, all of the rust techniques and the paint chip techniques I learned from doing the Undertaker alternate skin for Metalizer. It's the same exact technique.
Huh. Oh yeah, no, I can see it.
That's why I do all of the. That's why I actually like doing the alternate skins more than the base design, because I get to mess around with new art techniques and styles and just messing around with brushes, you know?
No, that's fun every time you finish a project and you're like, well, that was something new.
Yeah, this car wasn't that. I don't think I learned much new about this other than reinforcing my hate for drawing engines. Then again, it's my fault because I'm like, oh, it's a geometric shape. That's easy. I can get all the little details on here, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Ooh, look at this. Ooh, the line's up there. That line's up there. Get all the little bolts here. Oh, got to get the angle just right. It's got to be mechanically accurate. Please end my suffering.
I feel you. I feel you. I do.
If I didn't have to draw this engine, I could have had this thing done so long. Matter of fact, when I did one live stream where I drew this, and in the rough draft, I actually had the engine semi-encased so I could be lazy and not have to draw the whole thing, but it looked really bad. So I actually just ripped the side panels out and just drew the engine 1-to-1, since I had to draw 80% of it anyway.
Well, it came out pretty good. I mean, look at that.
Well, thank you. Oh, 3D mod. Oh, yes. You actually did the... Oh, I was originally actually going to do the intake manifold just like that, but I didn't want to copy Sweet 16 too, so I went for a blower supercharger kit style instead.
This here, this is just a placeholder that Axxl took from their slingshot.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, no, this is on the slingshot model on the drive.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah, no, it's I mean, it's like a solid engine. It's lots of details, lots of like geometric shape.
Honestly, it's pretty close to mine. Not gonna lie. I don't know if we'd have to change much on that.
No, I'd say most we'd have to do probably is add add one of these up on top, the vent or whatever.
Oh, the blower?
Yeah, is that what that's called?
Yeah, that's the intake is called the blower there.
Yeah. All right. So I'm not.
I was gonna label all of these parts in the color diagram, but I got lazy and it was midnight and I had to get up in 5 hours so I could go to work yesterday. So I just labeled the car parts and left it at that.
Well, I mean, we can make do with this. This isn't.
You want me to be a VR cuddle buddy, Newt? I could do that if my computer was VR capable. I need to build my new PC first.
Possible. GPU prices are coming down, actually.
Yes, matter of fact, they actually have the 3080 that I was looking to buy back in stock on Amazon. It's not quite MSRP, but it's not eBay scalper price. It's actually right in the middle,
yes.
And I'm like, oh,
Yes.
that's the bread and butter zone.
The ones I'm looking at are like going around 1,300 new, but I don't know if I'm gonna buy new. I think it'd probably just make more sense to get.
I want to buy mine new. That's why I haven't gotten one yet. But 1,300, 1,400 is like right in the ballpark of where I'm aiming, because that was my old price point back when 2080s and 2090s were still the new thing. Because that's how much they were.
Yeah, no, I'm using a 1080 Ti I got from like 2017.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, not bad at all. And I spent I think 800 on it. I got like a water-cooled version.
Oh, that's sick. You see, that's one of the issues I'm having when it comes to building my new PC is I wanted to go with Corsair's new Hydro X line for a custom cooling loop. But you have to get kind of specific parts to convert that stuff, which is why I wanted to get the 2080 Ti originally, because that one you can actually easily convert to a water block. But then the 3000 series cards got announced, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna wait for that. And oh boy, do I regret that 2 years later.
Well, I mean, patience pays off most of the time.
It definitely do. And now, if only I wasn't broke, I'd go and order one.
Yeah.
Because back when I was going to order them, I had saved up $3K.
They were affordable. They were affordable back when you were going to order one, I bet.
Oh yeah, for MSRP, it would have halved my graphics card cost, honestly, if they would have stayed MSRP. Because like I said, I was looking at $1,400 to $1,600 for a GPU, and then the 3080 MSRP out where I live was about $1,000 to $900, right around there, and that's like, wow, that's almost half.
Yeah, that's pretty solid. Yeah, no, you're right to have waited. There's no sense in supporting scalpers because it just makes the scalping last longer.
Well, I almost gave in. I know my cousin did.
Isn't he the
But
guy
he
that
really wanted a 3090, so.
Oh, he worked at AMD. That's the same one, right?
No, he worked at Amazon. He's, I think, a server tech.
Well, he makes decent enough money then.
Oh yeah, he makes bank.
Yeah. Arduino 768 really wants to talk about the Mattel copyright. Nobody's taking the bait.
Well, I actually saw when that first hit, I actually saw a couple of different YouTubers post stuff like, you know, Vulcan and JC Squared. But my initial thought was, let's not get riled up here. This could be an AI bot thing. There could be something going on here. Let cooler heads prevail. Let's see what goes on and wait a day or two and see what happens, right? That was my first immediate thought, because I don't think Mattel is purposely trying to attack the Acceleracers community. If they were, why would they be adding all of this? Why would they be pandering to us with the most recent game release and all the DLC cars, right?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think that's exactly what's happening. I think
honestly, yeah, F to pay respects for the 4K films. Yeah, I honestly expected those films to not last very long, but that was kind of a given, considering that it was just a straight re-upload of the films on YouTube. So it was only a matter of time.
It's not like they're getting taken down. The monetization is just getting swapped over.
Yeah, they haven't started taking down everything yet, which is why I was like, okay, let's wait and see what's going on here. Because the fact that they're acknowledging the IP now and actually having the YouTube system or the algorithm recognize it means that they're doing something with it.
I think what they actually did was they submitted it to a YouTube database. None of it's manual. You're right about that. It's all being done in an automated fashion, and it is basically like they submitted the design for accelerators, like the films. They like submitted the original films into this database that scans YouTube for anything matching. And then that's why people are getting strikes, is because they're matching.
Exactly. You see, this has happened before with other communities I've been a part of, which is why my immediate thought was, don't panic, don't start blasting them on Twitter yet. Wait and see. You can bring it to their attention, but be kind about it. Just be like, hey, what's going on here?
Hey,
you know?
kindly, what the fuck?
Excuse me, Mattel. I would like to know what you are doing with my childhood here. Please tell me.
I wish to have words.
I wish to have words, not stern, yet, but that will all depend on your response, my good sir.
Listen, if you behave, I'll behave. Sorry. Axxl said a thing.
Wait, who said a thing?
Axxl.
Axxl said a thing.
Axxl said a thing. Don't worry. It's not important.
How would I even do that?
I don't know. Man.
I thought
I'm a bystander here.
That's my normal voice.
Well, then in that case, mission accomplished.
I guess. I don't know. I don't know what one sounds like. I just have a squeaky voice for a guy. That's all I know.
All right. So I feel like this doesn't quite. No.
Oh,
it's only
that
missing
nose.
This.
That nose cowl. What do you think? What do you? Holy crap! I just had a stroke. Yeah. So yeah, it's rounded all ends. You caught it there.
Okay.
It kind of slopes in a little bit on the
Whoa.
top.
What have I done? There we go.
Uh-oh.
All right, we're good.
What did you do? What did you do? It all disappeared.
I fixed it.
That reminds me, when you ended the last stream, you got a bunch of air pop-ups. What happened there?
Huh? Oh.
Yeah, I saw that at the last second. It was, you opened up like a screen view, and it was just like 20 windows of error.
Oh, yeah.
Right before you closed the stream.
That's Unity. That's Unity doing Unity things. That's what that is.
I was wondering.
Nude is begging for ASMR over here.
ASMR. I
ASMR.
suck at ASMR. My mic
All my
isn't set up for
ASMR
it.
it's just me eating on stream.
I have my mic set up so it has a certain audio threshold, so if I talk too quietly, it just doesn't turn on. But that's also because I sit in the middle of a room here that's fairly open that other people walk through, so I don't want any background noise to get picked up when I don't want it to.
You could just sit quietly, and we'll imagine that you're talking softly.
Just imagine I'm talking softly.
Yep, just imagine it.
I mean, if you really want the voice, I could just go to my. I could just find which one of these is it? That's Echo. I could just mess with my soundboard here and just change my pitch and tone, I guess.
Sheesh. All right.
That better.
Oh my God!
That's not right. That's not what I'm looking
Wasn't
for.
expecting that. That caught me off guard.
Oh, yes. That catches everybody off guard. Yes, it does indeed.
I wasn't prepared.
Uh,
Was not
That's
prepared
not
for
what
that.
I meant to do, though. That's a little too high on the pitch. Here, let me reset it back to neutral. All right,
Fucking Riddler.
I don't know exactly what I'm supposed to be doing here.
You're little bit all over the place.
Yeah, it's because I'm changing the dial as I twist it, so my voice goes up and down as I'm twisting the dial.
That's goofy, dude.
I have too much fun with this thing. Oh crap, I forgot to change that. There we go, now I'm back to normal.
Nice. Nice. All right.
Ooh, I've got Echo too. I forgot about that.
Echo.
Yes. Echo.
Oh my.
Oh, that's not a good Echo. I gotta have a better one somewhere. Ooh, maybe if I just turn the dial up.
That could work.
Yeah, I'm gonna blow people's eardrums out with that.
Nah. It caps the volume out.
Oh, good. That does work properly. Oh, you want me to become an eldritch deity? Give me a minute.
Just a
Or
moment.
deity, I guess. I just gotta find the pitch.
Is that better for you?
Shit, that works.
I have been awakened. Who disturbs my slumber?
All right, calm down, Cave of Wonders.
Alright. I'm sorry. I don't mean to scare people. It's just my natural tone.
That's fun.
Oh, I love this. This thing's so fun to do. I'll just mess around live.
My face is now in the repo. Oh, okay. Okay. I guess I've been repoed.
You've been repoed? What is that supposed to mean?
That means I've been repoed, man.
I'm so sorry for you.
I know. It's a bummer. Hopefully I'll be okay. Okay. Is that right?
Yeah, close enough. I'm not going to be super picky on this car, honestly.
Well, unfortunately for you, I am.
Well, if you want me to be, I can be really nitpicky. I don't like being nitpicky, but I certainly can. The big problem with this car is it's very rounded, you know? Not a lot of flat surface on here.
Yeah. Okay. Man's talking like he's 200% testosterone.
Thoughts on Resonator? I like the design, personally speaking. I like JDM style cars, personally. I think it's a decent design overall, and I feel like it's a creative way to apply the celebration theme to a car design. Honestly, if I could think of it, I would have done it. But since you've done it, I can't make my own sound car now.
No, just trace over his design and submit the exact same thing.
But that's heresy. I can't do that.
No, just do it.
Heresy! I shall not do no such thing! Besides, my English is bad!
It's against the religion of creativity.
Yes, exactly! It is a sin of the highest degree!
Brother! Fear not! Your sins shall be forgiven. This is all in the name of the one true God. Or something.
The one true God.
I was trying to quote Warhammer, but I don't know any Warhammer. Don't look too bad. Don't look too bad.
No, that be looking pretty good. I've been liking that.
Not too bad.
But yeah, going back to Resonator, I definitely do like the design. Holy crap, my brain just died on me. I'm so sorry. I was just thinking of my brain was simulating the stanced wheels. And that's what I was going to say. I would love if the stance wheels would work in distance, but I know they wouldn't. But I'd still like them to be stanced anyway so I can watch them rotate the wrong way.
Yo, your brain's alive? Look at this bozo. Got a
No,
living
remember
brain.
the last time I was here, we discussed me having a brain. I believe I have gone one with the beans and I have no longer have a brain.
Beans?
Yes, the beans.
The
crazed
beans!
bean wizard.
Oh! This guy's on those beans. Oh, that doesn't look good at all.
What does it? Oh, oh no! He's got the wrinkles. It's
Oh
the old man
no!
car.
Oh no!
Oh no! Wait, hold on. I got a button for this.
Oh no.
Okay.
Sorry, I couldn't hold back. I have that just on a soundboard.
You had to use it. It's okay.
Yeah,
I
I could just-
understand.
I could just spam the button if I want to.
Do
uh,
I think I'll probably leave this one as it is.
the grill?
Yeah.
I think it looks fine just how
looks
it is.
Fine.
It's close enough.
Fine. Stinky mesh, but I mean, who cares about that? Okay.
That's a great summary of the whole franchise, Newt. 10 out of 10 summary.
10 out of... Oh, wait, hold on. Let me read this. Warhammer is
Wait.
just humanity, xenophobic, heretic humans needed because they make all of humanity's weapons BDSM space elves. Other space elves. Communist Blue Man Group. Mushroom Orcs. Consumer of world aliens. God of war, God of horny, God of filth, and other god.
And other god. I missed that one.
Other god. Ah, my favorite. Other god.
Yes, we have the god of war, the god of lust, the god of filth and pestilence, and Bob, the other god in the corner.
Other god. We don't talk about other god. Let's do shade smooth on this.
Yo, that's smooth be looking smooth. Oh yeah, where's the god of Bevel? Wait, no, wouldn't that just be the god of chaos? Wouldn't that just literally be the god of chaos?
I think so. I gotta get into Warhammer, man. There's so many
Okay,
memes. I gotta get them. Like, I don't get
I
any of
haven't
the
gotten
memes.
too into Warhammer yet, but I really do want to get into it. It's super cool. I am a fledgling beginner, but that's all I need to know.
I only need to believe in the Emperor, and he will guide my hand as I smite the Xenos filth.
I don't know
That's
if
all
I
I
could
need to know.
afford Warhammer, frankly. Like, I don't know if I have the funds for all of the minis that I would need to buy for Warhammer.
Yes, I actually do I have one mini. I got it free when I went to a local Comic-Con at my college that they were hosting. It's a little Space Marine mini.
Yo,
They
if
gave
you're
them
ever
out for
running out of
free.
cash for college, just sell that thing.
I ain't going to college, I don't think. I think I'm going to go to a trade school instead.
school?
I'd rather
Nah.
be a mechanic.
That's probably a better play.
Yes, you can 3D print Warhammer nowadays, and that's a lot cheaper. I was thinking about doing that
Yeah, it
for
is.
Star Wars Legion, which is actually very similar to the tabletop for Warhammer. Though I haven't even gotten into Legion yet. I just stayed with tabletop X-Wing because that's the fun one.
Let's copy this. And then I'm just gonna change the color. And then I gotta mess with this.
I do apologize for the strange window. I was basing it off of a real one, which is also weird.
No, it looks good. I just have to make it look good on the mesh, too.
This is actually the first time I actually put window lining on my cars instead of just putting a black line and calling it good. I actually put window lining on, actual chromed window lining. And I was actually pretty happy with how that turned out.
Turned out pretty good.
Like I said, I kind of was just copying. That was for the windows and the roof area. I was mostly just copying off the Testarossa there, but that's because I was like, oh, I see this car. This is the perfect kind of like 50s Roadster shape that I'm going for. So if somebody were to actually chop shop and rat rod one of these in real life, they would probably be pinned on a cross for heresy because these things are not as common as they used to be.
Oh, I get it, because they're rare.
That's one way to put it, yes.
I know exactly what I'm talking about.
It depends on the model, but, they're only limited production 1950s Roadsters, I went with the hard top model. There's actually a convertible model that kind of looks like the Mach 5 from Speed Racer,
convertible?
Enough.
You mean soft top? Soft serve?
Soft top. Yeah, soft top. Yeah, so funnily enough, that weird back shape, by the way, that weird cant, how it goes back instead of leaning into the cab, is actually where the trunk would actually connect, the trunk lid. That weird cheese wedge where the bars come out and the spoiler connect, back area.
Yeah, for sure.
Hold on. I got a picture of the
that
car.
would make sense. That one I could visualize. I'm just trying to get the trying to squish the windows into the shape that I want them to be in.
I gotta go find my Testarossa. Here it is. Here's the back view. I'll send you a pic.
Pics.
So you can kind of see where that trunk lines up.
Solid.
So that's what I'm talking about with that lever. I was like, oh, let's actually implement that since I'm basically just making a rat rod version of this.
Oh, yo. Oh, I see it. Oh, man.
Yeah.
All right, that's solid.
See, that's what I was talking about with the trunk area. It's literally just that thing removed. And it's just
Yeah. Yeah, that's solid. That look. I don't know. I think this looks better. I think it really gives this thing more personality. Now sending pics.
I mean, I can send you the front view if you want. That has a better view of the window.
I think we're fine.
I mean, the drawing is almost 1-to-1. It's just a little stubbier and a little bit further out. So
I think this ought to do.
When weight reduction goes too far, but then I somehow add 1,000 kilograms to the car.
I need to.
Yeah, so DK, this car is originally only like 927 kilograms for like the base model, and this version, I'm with my modifications, has turned into 1,900 kilograms. I don't know where the weight came from other than steel frame. That's my excuse. And Acceleron magic.
Weight's all in the hips.
All in the hips.
That's the secret.
Oh yeah, you submitted Balloon Mobile, right? Right, Xano? Yes, the clown car.
Don't encourage him.
Honka honka. I don't have the honk button anymore. I got rid of that one.
That figures. Right as soon as you have the perfect opportunity to use it.
Hold on. Give me a second. I can do this. Give me a second. I gotta mute all my other audio real quick. All right, I hope this works.
Oh.
That work?
You've got the clown button now.
Yes, I do.
Cloud emoji.
I love the sampler. I could just record clips live if I want to. So I just went over to YouTube, went clownhorn.mp3 and just hit the button.
You know, it'd be funny
Huh?
if you responded to me with things that I said.
I could do that. I actually have that for some of my YouTubers quotes here.
Sit down. Why put you down?
Those were taken from one of his SWAT live streams.
Oh, nice. Nice. Solid.
But if I really wanted to, I could literally just, you know, record any line like this, and that way I've got it on it. And that works with anybody. So if you were to say something,
I better watch my tone.
there you go.
That is uncanny hearing in the third person. I'm just like, well, who's this guy? Why does he sound like that? It's not right.
There's a third person here. I don't know who he is. He just showed up out of the blue.
Who is this guy? What's he doing in my stream?
You're gonna have to kick him.
Oh, yeah. You better watch out. All right. And right there.
Oh, I could have gone and gotten your clip. I could have you saying Declan Livery. I could. Ooh. Thank you for giving me fuel to fire.
Ruh-roh. This is exactly where we're headed. Oh, no.
Yes.
Oh, no.
I might hold off on that for now, though.
Our
Sorry,
days are
I just
numbered.
scratched the heck out of my microphone with my track IR. I'm sorry about that.
You're fine. Oh, this geometry is getting so bad.
If I was quicker on the draw, I would have a lot more people having their awkward moments recorded. DK, trust me on that.
Man, that's a skill right there. You're just really fast at recording awkward moments.
I mean, just think about some of the stuff we've said on the secret sessions on the secret Discord between, you know, the director man, Omega.
Oh my.
Think about some of that.
Oh my. The public isn't ready.
No, they're not. Secret stuff.
It's secret documents.
You may not know. Nobody is privileged to know this information. It's secret.
If anybody finds out, I send KGB.
Oh, nobody likes visit from KGB. Nobody ever asks how KGB feeling. Everybody
Alex.
always say, watch out for KGB. Nobody ever say, how is KGB? It makes
Well,
me
that's
KGB
because
very
in,
sad.
in Russia, KGB ask how you do. Because they're always watching.
Never lie to KGB. It's very bad.
Zeno, I don't think I'm opening an OnlyFans.
You sure, man? I know you need money.
I do need money. I need money, but I also need time. I need time more than I need money. I have so many art
Use the
projects I want to
OnlyFans
do.
for your art projects. Release art projects on your OnlyFans.
I'm not that kind of artist.
No, you just keep drawing cars. Just draw them a little bit different.
I'm sorry. I have now just realized what kind of car artist you have recommended me to be. Does that have something to do with the Disney Pixar cars by chance?
I mean, it can. You know, you
Maybe
go
that
where
weird
the money
subreddit
is.
about dragons and cars, of which I won't say the name of on stream. Don't I've been in weird places on the internet.
Yeah? You seen that bowling ball gif?
No, maybe?
No? Okay. You'd know. You'd know which one I'm talking about. You'd
There's
know.
a lot of stuff I haven't seen on the internet. I don't go delving into the deep dark depths of the internet depravity.
Depravity?
I don't
Good.
do that.
Good! Cool Death knows which gif I'm talking about. Mouse doesn't know. He doesn't need to know. He doesn't need to know.
But Newt got the subreddit though. my eyes are innocent.
Yes, he's got
And
pure
so
eyes.
is my
You
mind
cannot
is
spoil him.
pure and my eyes are innocent.
You cannot spoil him.
My eyes have not been corrupted by blasphemous parchments.
by our filth.
Yes, heretical parchments. We have none of that in this household.
Thank God.
Cursing is also something that is not done in this household. Saved for emergencies only.
What? Don't you fucking swear at me. Watch your fucking mouth.
I would return the favor, but I don't want to get my mouth washed out with soap because I do it myself.
What, bro? You don't need soap? Cringe.
You're right. I should use bleach instead. It's far more efficient at cleaning the filth of my mouth. That's why they make Tide Pods, don't you know? You pop one, take a bite, and it's good to go.
I'm sorry. I'm in a delirious state. I'm working on like 4 hours of sleep, so my brain's going everywhere.
I know how that feels. I know. I know. That's a very special place.
Yeah.
It's also a very dangerous place to be.
Yes, chaos has devolved onto this stream. I'm being corrupted. Emperor, save me!
I've done some rather interesting. I've done and said some very interesting things. Like, well, in the middle of like having manic episodes, and then I'll like wake up and I'll just be like, I wasn't even drunk. Why would I do this?
I've been there.
Yeah, just like what? All right, okay. Okay, that looks not bad.
Oh, that's pretty close.
That's a load of half-priced salami.
The only thing that's really missing is the window slightly recessed into the car frame, so like the hood the roof of the car kind of sticks out over it, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah. No, it does. Okay.
It's very subtle. So that's my issue with this car, and I really wish I did a 3D version of the car, although that would have taken me forever because I'm just looking at that engine, and drawing 3D would be even harder. It would have been easier to see there because a lot of the lines are super subtle on this car. Like I said, because they're more natural shapes, more flowing, and I'm not very good at portraying those shapes as easily compared to rough, rigid shapes, which is why the engine looks so crisp and clean while everything else kind of looks a bit messy.
I don't know. Everything else looks pretty decent. Explain.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna say
what?
it's gonna. I'm not saying it looks bad, right?
Oh, explain why? Whose soul? I remember doing that, but I don't know who soul is.
You have been accused of heresy.
Heresy?
You need to defend yourself swiftly before the commissars arrive.
Listen.
Wait a minute. That would be me. Speak swiftly, so I shall stay my hand from my lasgun.
Soul Skyline? I might have done that while I was manic. You know how I said sometimes I just get really like energetic and enthusiastic about stuff, and then I do and say stuff, and I'm just like, I don't know. I don't really agree with that anymore.
You get really energetic and enthusiastic about some things, huh? a little bit of a spicy Minecraft there, huh?
A little bit too enthusiastic about some things. Why? Because I stumbled upon it and I found it interesting. Okay? Do I need more reason?
Did you happen to save it for intense research at 3 a.m. by chance?
Maybe. I don't think I could find it anymore. So if you want me to link to it, you're out of luck, man.
No. I will stay my eyes from such heretical, blasphemous videos.
Yep. It was weirdly well. I was just like, this is so strange, but somebody put a lot of time and effort into this.
Omega just sitting here studying it, the anatomy. Yes, look at
I pause the frame and I like get out a sketchbook and spectacles and I just like making lines. Just like, I've got like, it's like geometrical sketches. You just like see angles notated in the margins. And I just like have a small cup of tea that I sip as I just like study my own sketches, and I'm just like cross something out, write something else.
I'm dying imagining this in my head. You've got your monocle and you're just inspecting it frivolously, taking notes and
I just holding it in my eye, just kind of like gazing upon it for several seconds. When are we modeling?
Sorry.
The modeling will happen incidentally.
Yes, we got a little sidetracked. Omega got us a little sidetracked with
Newt
his,
remembers. I think that video made a much bigger impression on Newt than it did on me. It just bounced right off of my psyche. I've seen way more messed up stuff, unfortunately. It doesn't even land. I remember it, but just barely.
Oh man, what has the stream gone to? It's been like this for like a half hour. I needed this though. I really needed a laugh. I have had such the worst morning today.
I hate those mornings when I wake up and I'm just like, I need more sleep. And I get up and I'm just like, my head. Oh no.
I know what you mean. My internal clock, if I wake up behind X amount of, behind a certain time, my body's just like, it's gonna take you 3 times longer to get moving, Sonny Jim. And I'm just like, no, please. I have to get to work.
Yeah.
Or just let me sleep.
My body's just like, whoa, hey, whoa, where do you think you're going? No, lay your ass back down.
I know. I normally sleep from, honestly, if I'm gonna be honest, 12 to 12. That's my sleep schedule.
That's a lot of fucking
I need
sleep,
a
bro.
lot of sleep.
That's a lot of sleep.
Yeah, I need it. I'm a growing boy.
What do you
even
look
though
like
I'm
you're
20
10 years?
I'm actually gonna be 21 next week.
I'm imagining
so
you
that's gonna
look
be
like
crazy.
13, given the amount of sleep that you have. Like
Okay,
you don't age.
Okay, so I just got a haircut and I shaved, and I kid you not, somebody confused me for a junior in high school. I already graduated. Somebody thought I was still in school.
I told you. I knew it.
But if I grow out my beard and grow out my hair a little bit, I look like I'm 32. I kid you not.
That's some range. You gotta go into acting, man.
I think I've said that before on stream, actually.
Probably. Sounds familiar. Wait a minute. Does that curve in slightly? It does.
Oh, the grill?
Yeah, it just curves.
Yeah, it does. That's what I was talking about earlier. And then you were like, is that close enough? I'm like, yeah, good enough.
Man, thank God for the whatever it is I'm doing.
The symmetry?
Nah, the proportional editing. That doesn't actually do what I need it to.
Honestly, Newt, you may not, I don't know if I should say this. You may not be that far off because I'm commonly confused for a girl a lot of the time without my beard.
No, yeah, that always happened to me. I'm just really pretty without my beard. And the long hair, like people see me from behind. Well, not for a while. I haven't, for that exact reason. For my own safety, I keep this beard on me at all times. You should, yeah, no, if you're a part of the server, you can, there's some pictures of me from when I was like a junior in high school. I look very different without facial hair.
Honestly, the only reason I haven't grown my beard back out is I'm, as weird as this sounds, I want to dress up or cosplay, if you will, proper term, as one of the characters I made about a year ago now. So I'm keeping myself well shaved so I can keep his appearance.
Nice. I think cosplaying as like an original design is better than cosplaying as some established character. Superior,
What?
if you will.
I guess. I don't know. He's gonna be in an upcoming game release. It's actually gonna come into early access here in about a week or so.
Oh,
so I'm pretty excited to finally see him.
Are you working on a design for like a game?
Yeah, I actually have 2 characters in the game. I don't know if they're gonna show up yet though. So.
Yo.
Yeah, I know one of the other backer characters is in the game right now. So we may see my characters. I'm gonna hope one of them's on the antagonist team, and one of them is on a supporting role. Uh-oh, what are you sending me?
Those pictures I mentioned.
I am prepared. I have prepared my eyes and my brain. I am ready to absorb new knowledge, or images in this case.
What? I had a dude grab my ass once a few years back because I had a very similar hair and the same pattern on my shirt as his girlfriend. Yo, Sweden sounds like a pretty wild place, man.
Yeah, what's going on up there in Sweden, my dude?
Him and I are good buds now. Okay.
How good of buds are you?
That's one way to make friends. Oh shit! All right.
You don't mind Newt's asking me what game they're in? Do you mind if I shill for a minute here?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm all good.
No, I just use
It's your
these
stream,
like,
so.
model. Yeah, no, yeah. Go ahead.
It's going to be coming out for an upcoming game release on Steam called Unconventional Warfare. That's the game name.
So you backed and then got to include a character?
Yeah, I don't tell anyone. I'm a double backer. So I have 2 characters.
Yeah, that's grabbing someone's ass is definitely one way to break the ice. I wouldn't try it though. For braver men than me, perhaps.
That is an icebreaker. I got sent home. I got sent to jail.
Oh, I've got to break concrete in a yard.
You want an icebreaker? I got a concrete buster, baby. Check this move out.
All right, let's see if I can. So these have to stay.
So yeah, the
So I can't-
center bars stay, but the outside kind of curves in. On I call this thing the cowl because it's not exactly a bonnet or a hood, as the Americans say, which I am one, so I should say. It is hollow. I was originally going to draw a radiator and cooling system in there, but I got lazy and just didn't draw it.
That's fine. Less work for me.
That's exactly what I thought. Not to mention half these rat rods are air cooled anyway.
That's a good way to do it. You just leave it open. Not safe or, clean looking, but efficient.
Well, that's the other thing too. Is these cars. Do these cars look safe to you? The Acceleron that designed this car, or the person who designed it, definitely didn't include safety as a priority.
True. That's solid advice. True. It's a good point.
I just knocked something over.
Yo, did I do it? Oh, I think I did it.
Hey, I think you did it.
Nice.
I do say indeed. I believe you did it. Oh, hold on. My cat is trying to break the
Hey, gentlemen.
curtain rod. BRB.
Indeed. I wish your cat the best of luck. Have you seen the tracks? No, that's a good point. It's a good point, Newt. It's a good point. Safety's not a high concern, not a high priority.
So I have returned. My cat is no longer breaking the blinds.
Nice.
He knows how to open somewhat open doors and blinds by just kind of pushing them open. But when they're fully closed like that, he kind of just tries to pull them down, and then he kind of breaks them all because he puts all of his weight on them because he's a strong boy.
I got a big cat. Like, the dude is massive.
Big boy.
He's big boned and he's also fat as hell. Like like he's bigger. Like if I don't know, I could probably his front would be here, his back would be here, and you wouldn't be able to see my face if I was holding him. He's large.
Yeah, honestly, that sounds like my cat. He's massive, though he's a little chunky, but most of that's muscle. He will rip your arm off. He's a big boy.
Yeah. I don't know. He doesn't spill out of himself, but he's solid, man. Like I don't know, he must be lifting or something.
He'd be deadlifting at the cat gym.
Yeah, he just like, you know, like just getting up and sitting down again, napping, and then getting up and then sitting down and then napping some more.
Exactly. I don't know. My cat has a bad case of the zoomies every other 30 minutes or so he's just running around the house like he's hyped up on cocaine catnip or something.
Sheesh. That must make things exciting.
It is, until he runs face first into a door and then he gets all sad.
Sorry.
It's all right.
I shouldn't laugh. Poor cat.
Honestly, DK, the designer of this car probably did sniff 10 cases of cocaine when designing it.
Probably. You don't know for sure?
Honestly, I try to attribute each car to a driver. And as weird as that sounds, so I actually have a couple drivers here and there. And the guy I imagine that drives this car, I imagine he's just like, you know, he's in his 50s. He just doesn't care anymore. All he cares about is going fast and looking good.
I care about doing speed and being speed.
I do not do cocaine, Newt. Despite what my voice sounds like, I am a drug-free man.
I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't make that connection.
Well, then you haven't heard a lot of crack people, have you?
No, I haven't. Have you?
Yes. I'm back at one of my old jobs. We used to have some quite sketchy people come in.
Well,
I thought I was going to get stabbed one night.
That's
We
exciting.
called the police one night as well. That was interesting. So, you know.
That is exciting. Wow. Okay.
Would you believe me if I told you it was a job at my local pool?
No, yeah, I would. My brother used to work at a pool.
That's the part you believe.
No, I have no problem believing that part.
I would imagine Madrek driving this car, Xano, if it was a Formula One car. He has a thing for Formula One cars, I think.
Doesn't he always take carbide?
He does, which, funnily enough, is actually my brother's favorite car.
Really?
Yeah.
I
know,
mean,
my
it's a
favorite
good
car-
car. That's, I think, one of my models that I'm most proud of.
When are you gonna redo RDO7? I don't know if you remember way back in the day, before we even did tournaments and like official tournaments. That RDO7 was the car I raced. Like that was my main car, and that's what I showed up in every stream.
Wow, yeah. I will have
good
to
days.
redo that. I will have to redo that.
As a matter of
I don't
fact,
think
when
there's
I'm
anything
not
wrong with the model. I mean, we could probably just
no,
remesh
it's
that.
solid.
Yeah, we just need to make it drivable. I'm thinking, yeah, I'm just gonna put two of them side by side and like link them together in the middle.
Actually, you just reminded me. You remember the previous? There was 2 prompts ago. The deception car.
The
Right.
sussy car?
Yeah, I was one of the I can say this now because that prompt's gone away. I actually do have a design for that one. I just never drew it because I wasn't sure how I wanted to do it. But the Accxl, and this may give people ideas for the next coming cars, so you can take notes if you want.
Hold on, hold on.
I
gotta write this down.
I was going to design a bike for the Acceleron team because they didn't have one. For that specific prompt, I wanted to design a bike. Because nobody had submitted a bike design as of that point. but I wanted to make it a bike that would not only work in distance, which bike mode, it just cuts the car model in half, but would also work as a standalone car, but that can't quite work.
I had
So
an
my
idea
other
for that,
idea-
actually. I had an idea for how to do that. I don't know if
would that be?
I don't know if it'd work well though. You remember that scene where Iridium splits in half and then one of the halves just becomes a motorcycle?
Yeah.
Basically.
Well, the other one becomes a bomb, doesn't it?
Yes. Well, they both turn into motorcycles. But I basically take Iridium, right? And then stuff a motorcycle mesh in one half of it. The half that has the that gets cut off.
Okay.
And so it works as both Iridium and a motorcycle.
That might work, because my idea was it was going to be a car that had a bike that popped in and out of the car, if that made sense. So like the car itself would be just a shell that the bike would go into. And then when the bike was in it, it would look like a normal car with an offset
That'd
canopy.
be a solid as hell design, bro.
See, that's what's going to be my deception design. But the problem is, all of my cars, if I can't find a way to follow the prompts really closely, and I'm sure you've noticed on a lot of my previous designs, I put the realms that I'm designing them to work around or in as part of the monthly prompts. Because all of my cars, and that's one of the 4 rules I have, is these cars must be suitable to run in the racing realms. That's one of my rules. So
Well, it served you well so far.
that's almost why I didn't do this car, because how are you going to make a car that's weathering and deteriorating and just broken, but survive in racing realms? Like, my first immediate thought comes to mind is water realm, right? What's going to happen there? Mind you, the cars didn't stall the second they went in the water because Acceleron magic, but
Yes. Yeah, no.
a car that's just full of holes is not going to do anything. I mean, that rule set really came around. It was a loose rule set when I made Validium, but it became a hard rule set when I made Osteovoltaic. That's the whole reason those vents retract, by the way, was the immediate thought of what happens when I'm in the water realm and these things are open.
That's a lot more like thought than I probably would have put into it. I would have just been like, does it look cool? Yes. Mission accomplished.
Well, I mean, that was the other partial part, but that's what I was thinking of. And then following that into aeroderivative, right? I designed it specifically for finite control over aerodynamics. So think wind realm and sky realm, which is why it has all of the 6 points and everything. All of the aero can retract, so you have no downforce or minimal, and everything can come out, so you have maximum downforce in case you got to go like full tornado chasers or whatever.
Yeah, no, that's a good way to do it.
Then, like I said, the spike tires for Glaciate was ice realm, but I also wanted to make a dune buggy car, so it doubles. So I don't know. I can go on for a while about all of the little design aspects I put in here and there for my cars, because there's a lot that I put into these that doesn't show up. It's a lot of it's implied.
Well, I mean, that's one of the things that I love about the designs, like as much as I do. I feel like sometimes, people, they do exactly what I do when they design things, in that they just like, they kind of like have a vague, like physical goal for the design, and then as long as it looks like more or less like what they want it to look like, then that's it. Then they're done. There's the amount of background work that goes into it is less.
Yeah.
And that
The poles are connected on 2 points there. That's why it's stretching weirdly.
Yeah, it took me a while. But I do definitely really appreciate all the effort that goes into building something out with a history. It feels like it makes it more alive.
Yes,
the design
exactly.
itself, it becomes almost separate from the artist at that point.
Well, yeah, because the artist, it's kind of like stories in that sense, where the writer creates the story and the story becomes its own world. That's how I would put it, at least.
Yeah, no, that's
But in this
that's a good
case,
way to do it.
it's a single car, if that makes sense. But there's a story behind the way the car is designed, even if some of them are super basic, like Validium. Literally, I had no idea what I was doing for the design prompts, and I had no idea what I wanted to do, so I just made a cool looking car. But then I just went, when I was like, well, now I need to figure out how this thing would work. So I just basically made it, if we're talking like video game standards, you know how you have like specialty car classes? Validium's the all-rounder. It's not good at anything, it's not bad at anything. It can do a little bit of anything. Whereas something like this car, Crossout, it's straight line speed all the way. No turning on this thing. Which would actually probably be really bad for the junk realm now that I think about it, but that's for the driver to find out, not for me to care about.
It's for them to deal with.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's one of the central tenets of world building. Actually, is that you want to design things to be consistent, like across different areas of your world or of your design.
Yes. You see, I have actually tried to write actual stuff as well. I'm not the best writer. I won't claim to be. I'm very good at some things and I'm very bad at others. But the consistency is one thing that I always care about. Generally, I start with an overarching image of what I want for a world or a setting, and then I'll start seeding ideas of what possibly happened to get it from point A to point B, and then the story begins to fill itself in the middle, if that makes sense.
That's a good way to do it, honestly.
It would be if all you're doing is just trying to create a world, but if you're trying to write a story, that's really bad, because now your order of operations is all out of whack.
Have you ever considered, instead of like writing a straight story, just like doing some, just like, I don't know, like plotting out a campaign book?
I've thought about it, honestly, because I'm very good at coming up with interesting scenarios and interesting places and settings and tones, right? But I'm not necessarily the best at writing a full-fledged story with all of the elements, if that makes sense.
No, that totally makes sense. Yeah.
That's more or less a quote from my English teacher back in my final year was, I'm very good at creating interesting characters, interesting settings, and interesting tones, though I have my biggest problem is in a writing sense, in writing a story, it can tend to be drawn on and unfocused. Even though everything is consistent, it's just not focused well.
Yeah, that actually is ideal for D&D. You don't really need a strong focus. The characters are in charge of creating the focus, which, yeah.
But you see, that also comes from where I do a lot of my practice. I don't know if you've heard of this game. Also, I write, this is going to sound really weird, when I'm writing stories, because when I'm exploring a setting, let's say, one of my more recent ones that I really like, which is it's more or less a medieval world, but it's plagued by a vicious, mutating, undead disease type of thing. That's the best. I'm so tired, I can't even describe it properly. A disease that mutates the dead into horrific creatures, which then proceed to kill more people and then kill more. There's more to it, but that's the gist of it.
I mean, that sounds like a decent premise for like a fantasy zombocalypse.
Yes, exactly. It takes place during your standard RPG, medieval times. There's magic, swords and shields, knights, kingdoms and castles, and everybody has to live in walled castles or extremely secluded settlements to protect themselves from the undead hordes.
That's a
that
solid
roam.
like setting.
Yeah, you see what I'm talking about? But anyway,
It creates like an inherent drive and tension because you got to protect yourself from the undead. And they're everywhere, and that also like gives the characters like a lot to do.
Well, yeah. Well, it also to me it also gives a struggle for the people living in the region too, and something for other players to go do. And like maybe you want to do more hunting quests. There's more unique opportunities for that.
Everybody needs something. There's always
unique
always a need.
environment.
It's not like you're unneeded. You're just like traveling through.
Well, one of the unique things, well, I say it's unique. It was inspired by a certain novel, and you'll probably get it when I start saying it. There's a roaming mist that descends in certain regions. It can't be tracked, and nobody knows what's causing it. But within the mist, there is something horrific lurking within. Nobody has ever come out alive from the fog when they enter.
That sounds a lot like ReZero.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess that's true, actually. Yeah, from that one scene
Yeah.
with the whale eating the giant whale, sky whales.
Yeah, that's what that reminded me of.
But anyway, I got a little off topic there, talking about the world and setting there. I haven't fully developed that, but how I developed that actually goes into my original point of how I develop these worlds and settings is I put myself as a character in it. Because I'm an actor, the best way for me to explore a setting is to live it.
That's a good way to do it.
So I pick a character, I pick a couple tropes to follow, generally somewhat close to my mindset. Not a direct self-insert, because I don't want to be that cheesy.
Yeah.
But something that's close and that I can relate to. And when I'm going through these, I come up with scenarios. Okay, what happens here? X thing happens. Okay, how would this character react in this setting and their personality, right? Not only am I learning different personalities, I'm learning how the setting goes. And as the story develops, as me just going through random encounters, the story starts filling itself out along with the world and locations. I need a name. I need a character. Okay, here's a name and here's this. Okay, that's another character I can work with. Now that character starts getting fleshed out as well as I interact with them in the world. And it continues on. It's a very tiring process and it takes a long time, but it helps me be very thorough in making sure everything connects. But one thing that's really, really helped is a fun little AI game called AI Dungeon. I don't know if you've ever heard about it before.
It sounds familiar. I don't know if I have, but if I haven't, then it is definitely something worth checking out.
It's not necessarily a new game, and it's nowhere near as good as it used to be in its heyday, but it's not bad now. They fixed a lot of the problems they had with it and the controversy associated with it, but I'm not going to get into that. It's basically a single-player, text-based adventure, AI-generated story that's themed around pretty much whatever you want. You can even program the AI to remember specific things or specific settings, right? So, like how I was saying, oh, I live in this world. Well, I'll just go into the remember function, type out not the remember function, the world info function, type out a paragraph about this town, this city, and the nation it's in. 3 separate entries. Now the AI will start working around that once it finds those trigger words, and it'll incorporate it into the story.
Yo, so it's like a text-based AI?
Yeah, it actually even has multiplayer too.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah, it was originally designed to be a Dungeons and Dragons dungeon master for when nobody wants to be the DM.
All right, that's pretty solid.
And the AI's been very fine-tuned nowadays, so it's nowhere near as creative as it used to be. I still have a bunch of my old stories on there, actually.
Oh, was it all racist and stuff?
It's whatever you want it to be. So that's why they have that. That's where a lot of controversy came in, is because they took the sledgehammer approach when it came to trying to fix these issues, and they basically made the AI unplayable. They've dialed it back now, so the AI is actually playable. They went with the walls approach when it comes to game design. So instead of just saying, no, you can't do this, it just, and preventing you from doing it, it just doesn't let you do it in the first place. So it doesn't give you an option, kind of thing. That's not the best way to explain it, but instead of just this was actually I know I said I wasn't going to get into the controversy of it all.
Controversy.
But this was really funny. Was the AI would there was a filter that they put in the game that would detect any of the stuff and issue bans and whatnot. But what happened was the AI would put out an output that the filter would trigger on, and it would put a temporary ban on the account for violating the terms of service and community guidelines and whatnot, even though the player didn't do anything. It was the AI that submitted that.
That's great. That's fantastic. Man, that AI just sounds like such a troll.
No, it wasn't. I don't think I've heard of that book, actually.
Wow, it sounds like it might be worth checking out.
Definitely.
Okay.
Matter of fact, AI Dungeon has a very similar, to the setting I described. It actually has a very similar one. as one of its default worlds you can explore. Zaxxus, I think, is what it's called. Matter of fact, I took some inspiration from that one too, because I actually liked how good it was. Specifically the walled kingdoms part. My version didn't have people living in walled kingdoms. They were just kind of going about however. But then I'm like, oh, actually, that's a smart thing with them living in walled kingdoms. So then I'm like, yoink.
Oh yes, no, the yoink is the most powerful tool in the Dungeon Master's kit.
Yes. So I will not lie. My ideas aren't 100% original. It's usually an amalgamation of a bunch of different ones. But
Yeah, ditto.
what's really original nowadays? I mean, I literally just described that this is a chop shop of a real car. So, you know.
I mean, that's what the best designs look like anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, I might have to look into that book though. That sounds interesting. I haven't done a lot of reading recently, mostly because I've been sleep, eat, draw, sleep. I wanted to get this done before this car in particular done before the first stream, as early as possible. I got it all done at midnight yesterday.
Shucks.
And I've been doing just. I told you I could do it if I did cram sessions, and I definitely did. I would work on this because I work every other day because I'm part-time, but I have other things I do on the other weekdays I don't work. So I was working on this car maybe 8 to 10 hours a day, more or less straight, for a week and a half.
That's a lot of time.
It is, but it's surprisingly enough. I didn't keep track, but it's not the longest I've spent on a car, but it's also because I didn't have to redo it too much. I think this one took me longer than Glaciate, but I don't think it took me longer than... It definitely didn't take me longer than Metalizer. I think it took about the same time as Osteovoltaic, which was about 68 hours overall across the work span.
Oh yeah, Metalizer. That one probably took. That seems like it took a while. Yo.
Metalizer is probably my second longest one that took time. Mostly because it's very geometric shaped, so I could work with that really well. And I lucked out on the 3D. I nailed it on the rough draft, so I hardly had to change anything. Matter of fact, that 3D model that you see is 80% rough draft on the line work. I only touched up a couple areas here and there around the wheels and the legs, but the 3D model that I drew for Metalizer is just the rough draft. That's how much I lucked out.
That is like. That's fantastic every time that happens. That's just a magical feeling.
It saved me so much time, an ungodly amount of time. So, otherwise, that may have been my longest one. Though, I don't think it would have beaten Aeroderivative, which, if we're counting every single revision and edit I made to Aeroderivative, is 127 hours. Over a month. That is the longest I've spent on a single project, but that's because I had to do it 3 times. Matter of fact, in the live stream I did, I actually showed DK and Newt the original rough draft because I still had the basic shell of the rough draft for Aeroderivative. It looks nothing like modern day Aeroderivative. It kind of looks closer to Shredster, funnily enough.
Interesting.
Yeah, but that's why I changed it, because I was like, I don't want to be that Shredster clone Acceleron car, you know, the Tesla, can we get Shredster? No, little Timmy, we have Shredster at home. Shredster at home, and then it's Aeroderivative.
Perfect meme.
Honestly, I love that meme. It's one of my favorites.
That's a good one. Like, it somehow manages to encapsulate, like, a universal human experience
Yeah.
of, like, being told, like, no, you can't get the authentic, genuine article because you have something just as good. But then, of course...
You've got the Chinese knockoff.
Yeah, it never quite is.
See you later, Cool Death. Hope you have a nice day or night, wherever you are.
Oh, you dropping off? Nice. All right. Yeah, well, now the real fun begins. Now the Cool Death is left.
Yeah, Death is gone. We can live now.
Woo! We could finally what? Level memory.
We can do stuff. I don't know. When it comes to my designs, I feel like I spend too much time worrying about the lines. Validium, I didn't worry too much about the line work. Though, funnily enough, it's the only car I ever drew an interior for. It does actually have an interior I drew.
Did we get the interior out of that one?
No, we didn't bother doing it. It was the first one. Though I will say, those wheels are super shiny on that car. the wheelies, the steelies that we put on Validium.
Oh yeah, no, they are.
At first, I was first kind of like hesitant about this because I'm like, I don't know, the CM6s work pretty well, and then I saw that you just went with flush steelies. I'm like, okay, that actually looks pretty sick.
It turned out pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, I got nothing against steelies. Some cars they look good, some don't, right?
Yeah, I think Validium turned out pretty good with those steelies.
Oh yeah, I'm very happy with Validium. But although the wheel tread is just a copy paste of the tread I drew on the car, so
Well,
it looks
I mean,
very
if-
different from all the other wheels.
If it works.
It works. It just looks a little different. That's okay. Validium was built different. It's okay.
Truly, we live in a society.
Oh, you did the Steelies newts. Did you now?
Oh yeah, he's the one who pushed me to use them.
Ah, I see. See, what I was gonna actually go back and do the do. I was gonna redo some line work on Validium whenever I decide to go back and finish all my unfinished car prompts, and I was actually going to incorporate a modernized Steely design based on the ones that we actually put on the car because I actually like the Steelies on it. Send that. I'll remind you right now, DK. Send the interior of Resonator in the AC chat. Do it now.
Immediately.
Do it immediately, or you'll be receiving a visit from your nearest commissar.
What is a commissar, by the way?
Commissar? Okay, generally speaking, it depends on the military. Where I get my name from is the Soviet bloc. So, political officers designed to keep people in check and ensure political loyalty in the military. At least, see, that's how the commissars in the military were in, like, the NKVD and whatnot. So, technically in East Germany, too, which is where I get the other half of commissar. Der Kommissar, with the K in it.
Oh, interesting. That is interesting. I figured it was something like that. It sounded military. Like,
Yeah, they're a political officer, more or less. Like I said, it depends on the military, but the most common reference to it is being a political officer. And like I said, in the Soviet communist structure, it is to ensure loyalty amongst all troops to Supreme Soviet leader.
Yep.
My Russian accent is so terrible. I keep hearing myself and I want to shoot myself.
Oh, God. My accent. Where's my 9mm?
No, we don't use 9mm in Russia. We use Makarov.
Of course.
I've forgotten where this was taking place.
And yes, you have to remember, we use, well, okay, technically 9x19 Parabellum is, 9mm, but 9x18mm Makarov. It's only slightly smaller. It's a little different.
Makarov. That's interesting.
Or if you want to go even older school, and I love these, from the TT-33 or the TT-30, depending on which model you go, which was the handgun a lot of commissars had back in World War II in the Soviets. Was chambered in 7.62 by 25mm Tokarev. One of my personal favorite rounds, actually. But that's enough gun talk. This is a car stream. There's no guns here. That was a couple cars ago.
That was one car ago where there were guns. There's no guns this time.
Yeah. I know that. Speaking about Metalizer, that actually brings up another point I forgot to bring up with the car designs. Is I try not to copy too hard from what inspires me. though I got a little carried away when it came to Metalizer, especially with its main gun. I did base the main cannon and its basic breech block shape and barrel around the West German prototype of Begleitpanzer, M57, I believe is what it's called. I probably butchered Begleitpanzer, but I'll just call it Bagel Panzer.
Isn't Panzer just German for tank?
Yes. Panzer. Panzer is just tank in German. Of course it is. I don't know. I was very tempted to actually name Metalizer something different. But I actually gave it the name. That was just a random name, just like Crossout. Metalizer was a name I just gave it by random, but it actually worked out when I started writing the story behind the car. Did you actually see that? I actually posted it all in the when I submitted the design.
I don't think so. I don't think I actually got time to read that. But I'm all about that lore, bro.
All right, well, let me go find it. I wrote it down on a notepad.
All right, now we got the back assembly set up. Now we just need to run some like I-beams from the back of the car to the front of it. Then we need to do the undercarriage, finish out that engine, touch up the front vents.
Oh, you got the body frame too. For the frame, you're definitely gonna want the schematic sheet. I actually put color in the schematic sheet to differentiate what each part is what. So.
I think I saw that.
Oh yeah, they are called in Sweden. They're called Stridsvagen, right? Is that how you pronounce it? Stridsvagen, or is it Stridsvagen with a D instead of a T?
The writing channel, not the artwork channel. I think I see it here. Oh yeah, no, I got it.
Yeah, the schematics.
Schematics. Oh, I'm loving this resolution.
Oh yeah, it's bloody massive.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, yeah, that's nice. That is nice, those colors.
Yeah, I that's what I was talking about when we were doing the Metalizer schematic. I'm like, if you want me to, I'll color them in. And that's what I was talking about. That also has the unpaint chipped pure decals as well. Not many of them, but there's a couple.
Fantastic. I might, since this is like a rougher design, I might just put those right onto the car.
Okay.
If we
one
want
thing
this
I
to
was
be...
very Sorry, go ahead.
That's fine.
One thing that I was really happy with this decal design was I was finally able to find a way to implement the main realm design that it's supposed to be a part of. So on the nose, I put the main realm the car's designed for on the nose. I was going to do that with Glaciate, but I decided against
Bit
it.
on the
I was gonna
nose,
do
don't
Ice
you think?
Realm. Well, that's kind of the joke. So yeah, I mean, we can skip the cowl decal. It was just kind of strapped on there last minute. If you don't think it looks good, I think it looks fine.
I think it looks good. I have no problem with the way it looks, for the record.
I know the way I said it was very German. I've been taking German for a couple months now, so I have lots of German pronunciation. Ah.
I get the sudden
Even though that
urge
sounded very
to learn another language every time I hear somebody speaking anything other than English, and it fades immediately.
Now, I'm gonna talk about that in a second. Remind me, I gotta come back to Metalizer's lore because I found it. So I'm gonna come back to Metalizer in a second, but I'm gonna stay on our current topic. Language. I have a dream to learn multiple different languages. Lots of them. I'd like to learn at least 7.
That's very admirable of you, and it would be very cool once you're finished. Ha!
It would be.
I'm I don't know.
One of my main inspirations is I really like historical documentaries. That's not how you say it, but you know what I'm saying. But what I want to do is, I like making videos on them too. I did it for school a little bit. But what I want to do really bad is I want to read the actual, whether it be letters or information or notes in the native language that it came from.
Oh,
to
that's an
really like
experience.
add to the immersion.
That's
kind
an
of like it's
experience.
kind of like a role play thing, if that makes sense.
No, actually, that's Renaissance, not just roleplay. That was one of the main features of the Renaissance, was that authors were not just reading translated works; they were reading the original. They're reading the original documents, so they would get like one-to-one copies of like original documentation, and then just read that, like Roman philosophy, old documents from Greece. They'd find the original copies and then read those in their native language instead of relying on somebody else's translation and interpretation of it.
You see, that's something I would love to do. But for the other reason as well is I also like playing a lot of simulator games that are based around older conflicts. Think like World War II, World War I, where you actually play as campaigns. Like one of my favorites is IL-2 1946, where you play as a fighter pilot and you go through historically accurate campaigns as a fighter pilot. That's all you do. It's a flight sim. Very fun. But one of my YouTubers I watched, Wolfpack was his name, he does a thing. He does his intros and outros as like his character in universe writing diary entries, and he reads them off. I would love to do
pretty
something
cool.
similar, except with the native language, that kind of thing, and I can then create a narrative through that.
That's pretty cool. No, that's a great tool for creating narrative, is being able to do those, to set the tone that way, especially if you
Yes.
have it like in the same language with like
Yes!
the same accent.
You're getting me. You've totally got me right there. That is exactly how I'd want it. Because I feel like it's all about it's especially when you're doing, like, let's say it's a YouTube series, right?
Yeah.
It's all about immersing your viewer and entertaining them at the same
Exactly.
time. Especially
no.
when it comes to historically based games. And that is in my opinion, one of the easiest ways to do it.
Well, a lot of the time, the entertainment comes from immersion. Think about it. Have you ever watched a movie when the acting was just really bad? I mean, the story might have been all right, but it was just like porn level acting, and you're just like, God, just let it end. It may have been a cool story, it may have been cool visual effects, but just one person, acting poorly, just ruined the entire thing.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're talking about. There's just that one actor, and it just takes you completely out, and then you just can't ever get back in. And it's just like, why? Why were you here?
Yep. It just...
Yeah, no.
yeah.
I got you with that. Immersion, to me, is very important in a lot of things. And for that exact reason.
Yes.
I don't want to be that guy. I don't know.
No,
Maybe
yeah.
that's why I'm just super self-conscious about my acting abilities. I don't know. I haven't acted in like 4 years, so
Yeah.
I'm always very self-conscious about my abilities, or I should say inabilities, to do what I used to be able to do.
I'm sort of the same way. I'm very cognizant of my shortcomings, but I try not to let that stop me from doing it, because the only way to improve
Yeah.
is with practice. So
Exactly.
while it may be embarrassing, while you might look back on some stuff, especially that you've recorded, and just be like, that wasn't right, that's not a bad thing. It just means you're moving in the right direction. It just means you're at a point now where you realize what you've done wrong. You've grown.
Yeah, you see, that's the mindset I've had to put myself into, and it's definitely helped a lot, especially with my artwork. That was one of the main things why I actually started doing these car designs, was I wanted to get better at art, and I'm okay at drawing cars, so I'll start drawing cars. And since then, I've just gotten better and better. Matter of fact, I even tried my hand at drawing people. I took a fashion design class in my last year of high school, and one of our projects was to draw a design. So I'm like, all right, let's draw a person. Let's actually do it.
Oh man.
I came out actually really well. I also showed that one on stream, although not for very long. Not many people saw it, but I might share that at some point later. I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be cool, man. That would definitely be cool.
Ooh, DK sent the interior design. I'm gonna go look at that.
Oh, nice. Base
Let's
color,
take a look here.
Kind of a bright yellow. Make the matte kind of bright yellow.
Oh, this actually isn't that bad. No. I can actually see where everything goes here. And you got right-hand drive, my man. Right-hand drive. Supremacy.
Nice. Sorry, this is coming. This is coming together.
I don't know if actually... No, I don't think anybody's noticed this. Mostly because most of my interiors are fairly well hidden behind the car. Every single one of my cars I've designed is actually right-hand drive. If it's not sitting in the middle.
Yeah, most of the distance stuff is centered because once you import it, it doesn't really make sense to have you sitting in the center console.
Yeah. I don't know.
You technically can like reseat yourself with VR if you're crafty about it, but
oh yeah, my brother did that. He has a VR setup, and he used to race VR in distance every now and then.
it's fun.
It is fun.
Especially
I would
when you,
love
set
to
up
give it a try
racing wheel.
someday.
Yeah. Now that's why
I
I
have
got.
not bought my racing wheel yet.
If you're looking for one, I'd recommend this one here. That guy. It's a G.
Yo, that's the one I'm looking at.
Yeah, no, it's solid. The only thing I'd warn you about though is that you need to have the software running in order to get it to run.
Well, that's fine. I've got a lot of stuff running in the background anyway.
You need to have the Logitech gaming software in order to get it to run with games. And also be careful that you don't have controller support enabled while you're using it. Because if you do, through Steam, because if you do, what Steam does is it routes that, it routes the controller support through Steam, and then it doesn't work right on games. So if it starts acting funny, that'd be why.
Yeah, no, that's the exact wheel I was looking at on Amazon. They've got it on sale on a bundle for $340. Wheel and pedal kit plus the shifter. And that's the big thing I was looking for, was the shifter to go with it. Because I want to drive manual in my games. I usually do. And
also,
it's very challenging but fun.
Also, keep in mind, if you're going to use this, and if you're gonna really yank it, it's just gonna come right off your table. So if you have like a metal frame that you can bolt it into, that's ideal.
I probably will try that. I don't. The main game I'm gonna be using it for is Dirt Rally 2. I love Rally. It's one of my favorite things. Honestly, I feel like I'm pretty decent at the game too.
Oh man.
So I really want to try a wheel at it. One of these days, I'm gonna play that game on stream, and then I can show everybody how actually terrible I am. Crashing into the first tree, Colin McRae style.
Oh man.
When in doubt, flat out. That's my motto. Well, that's his motto, but it's mine now too.
Taking his motto. All your motto belong to us.
The intro for distance.
Honestly, DK, you just gotta keep working at it. I've seen your artwork when we were on stream. That's you. Your rough drafts are clean, and you can get the image that you're going for. And then the ones that you've cleaned up are really, really good. Like really good. You showed me that it was. Oh, what was the name of it? It was the Transformers. It was the Transformers one that you drew, that you based it on. I'm your rival now. I don't know about that. I may not, depending on how the prompts go, I may or may not be submitting many more cars. So your rival may not be around for long.
The prompts are nearing an end as well. They'll be done about midway through this year.
And I'm starting to get burnout on realm cars as well, so
Yeah, just as well.
I want to move on to new stuff. Like I said, my game that I have characters in, they're gonna go into early access soon. I wanted to draw something for them, a celebration thing, but that's a whole other fiasco and problems that I'm gonna have, because that's a lot of characters I'm gonna have to draw.
Don't worry, I believe in you. I believe you'll get it.
I mean, I could go step by step. You've got the main cast, you got 6 characters, and then you have the antagonist characters, which would be 4, but then you have my character in the mix, and then it'd be unfair to include the other backer characters, so that's another 5 characters there, and then I have to add in the other 2 factions, which is another 4 characters there, and now we're about 20 characters now.
Alright.
Yeah, but no, DK, that was solid. That was really good. It was clean, and I knew exactly what you were going for, too, with that design as well. It was good. Wait, you'd pay me? I do this stuff. I've never been paid before.
You've never done commissions?
No, I've never done commissions because I never feel confident enough to take money from people, because then I put myself on a time limit, and I don't like putting myself on a time limit for drawing stuff because I have very unhealthy habits. As I'm sure you heard me say, I spend 12 hours straight on some of these days just drawing.
Damn, bro. That's insane. I mean, I get it, but also...
When I was on crunch, I was on crunch for a Metalizer, funnily enough. I was the last week, and I still hadn't finished the color and the some of the 3D for the for Metalizer in the base thing. I spent that entire week, because I had it all off. I spent that entire week doing nothing but Metalizer. And matter of fact, because I was so efficient and I lucked out on the 3D diagram, I was able to submit it 2 days earlier than I had expected I had to.
Jeez, man. Now I almost feel guilty for, like, putting up these prompts. I don't want to cut into your sleep or anything.
Well, you see, that's why I was saying I don't think I'm going to do many more of these, because it's unhealthy for me at this point. Not that I don't like doing them. I do, but this car, I had to force myself to draw Crossout. After I submitted it, like I had the side view, I was motivated, and then after that, it all just dropped off when I had to draw the back and the under view, and then try to clean everything up, add paint and decals and a livery and all that. I was just like, I was forcing myself to sit down and do it. If I had any excuse not to draw, I would take it. I would go like, oh, you need somebody to go to the store to pick up milk? Sure thing, I'll do it. As bad as that sounds, but I was just like, I don't want to draw this car anymore. But I promised I would get them this, so I've got to do it.
Yeah, that's where I'm at with all my Acceleration stuff. Like, it's still fun. It is. But I've quarantined it to these 2 hours on Saturday, and I expect nothing, of myself on any other days of the week for the most part.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a good point to end on. As usual, I have someplace to be right as soon as my stream ends. Thanks for joining. That's it. I mean, I don't know. I think we've made some pretty decent progress. Look at that.
I think we did too. Honestly, that already looks really good. Very clean.
Yeah, just have to organize it, get it put into the right materials, figure the texture out, and then we're set. All right. Well, I will talk to you next Saturday, most likely.
Sounds good. I'll have another long shift that day as well. So prepare for another tired rant from me.
Looking forward to it.
Well, maybe we'll have another breaking character like we did earlier in the stream with your off-brand, your Minecraft off-brand.
Yeah, perhaps.